All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome in. How you doing? I will share some links real quick, and then we will get busy. Chit-chatting a little bit here. Hit the wrong button. Hey, I see some people here already. I think we're going to have kind of a little bit of a more serious conversation this afternoon. I got some stuff on my heart that I want to talk about. That has to do with some stuff that's been brought to my attention. Nothing bad. It's not going to be disturbing stuff. Casper, can you please not try and choke yourself on my cord? Some people's kids, I tell you. Good afternoon, Dave. Dave says good afternoon. Absolutely dumping there. They're getting lots of rain, huh? Be safe, bud. Hopefully nothing bad happens. No flooding or anything along those lines. Good afternoon, Thomas. How are you doing, sir? Yes, Cash. You can get up here in a second, okay, Bubby? Just let me finish what I'm doing, okay? Casper wants on my lap so bad it's not funny. All right. Elmo, welcome in, bud. How are you? Glad to see you.
Please don't rub up against me with your tail.
I'm gonna share my link here. Go over to Mr. Face of the Book. Share some links over there. Dave says if it floods because God is upset, it's okay with me. Well, there's the thing with that, Dave. God promised that he would never flood the world again. So I have a feeling that the next time that he does something along those lines, it's going to be much worse. Figuring fire, comets, that sort of thing. But that's just what I think about it. But yeah, he promised he would never flood the earth again. That's the original promise of the rainbow, unlike what the Rainbow Mafia would have you believe these days. But I understand what you're saying. I do. All right, come on, puppy.
Daddy, his tail's leaking.
I know it is. It is extremely warm here today. So we brought everything outside, and we're just hanging out over at the fire pit. We're not gonna do a fire because it's too warm for that. And yeah, we'll give some time, a couple minutes here for some more people to filter in. Yeah, definitely that would be worse than Elmo. Katie? Elmo said the worst would be making all females look like Dylan Mulvaney.
Oh God. Oh God, no. Absolutely not.
Okay. I'm specifically waiting for two people. One just showed up. Hi, Jamie. Welcome in. And I'm hoping Jay will hop in here in a second because he's somebody else that's on my mind with this message. You get all the gut today. Oh, yeah?
Daddy, watch it with these two.
Huh?
Between Tiny and Sweet Pea, watch it. Because they've been going at it. Because it's hot.
Apparently the kitties are a little prissy with the heat. Katie said so. But yeah, I understand what you're saying, Dave. Dave said humans invented nukes. I don't think God would have any problem washing us away or fire and starting over. Helmut says, well, Dave, what are we going to do? Complain if we did? Ask to see a manager laugh out loud? Go full Karen mode?
Can I have your hairbrush? Using the sink here. This freaking fluff butt on my head is annoying. Oh, but I've got a freaking. Smokey's over there. Yeah. Between Tiny and Sweet Pea, those two have been going at it.
Just going to ride it out? Yeah. Come on, Flops. Yeah, they'd rather see you than my gut anyway. You're more handsome than I am. You got a tickle in your ear.
Again?
Yep.
He's covered in, I don't know what he's covered in. Look at his tail. Daddy.
Get the lighter out of my thing.
Later.
Our storm stop.
Later.
Guess promises kept, laugh out loud. Where have you been, dude? You're all...
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Can you please go in and get the inverted tweezers from behind Pop-Up's chair?
What the hell is this? Crawling. The red ass.
It's a little red spider. They're fine. They don't hurt nothing.
Something just jumped from here to your blanket.
Okay.
Sorry, hold on.
Let me message Jay and see if he's
Going
up.
up to it. Where'd it go? I got it off for your blanket and then it went somewhere else. It's a damn spotted landbug. That should be in my hair.
It's been brought to my attention that gotta pick Ray up. I'll be back. Okay. Tell her we said hi. Be safe, bud. Thankfully, it stopped raining just in time for you to do that, right? I've been asked to do some more content with God's Word, and focusing on that. So we're working on figuring out another day to do just to read the Bible, just to sit down and all of us sit here. I'll read and you follow along. You guys ask questions and we just, have a conversation about God's Word. And I'm fine with that. I have absolutely zero problem with that at all. Also, I have Sunday's worship plan made out. We are going to talk about absolute faith. And that's what I want to really talk. I want to touch a little bit on that today. As we're here having our conversations.
You want the inverted...
Bring a yellow towel out so I can wipe his tail and stuff off and get this off me. But I'll be the first one that'll admit that having absolute faith is the hardest and most challenging thing that I've ever had to deal with. We talk about how we know God wins in the end, and He has everything under control, and we don't need to worry. We shouldn't worry, but we worry, don't we? We all worry. We worry about ourselves. We worry about our friends, our family. We worry about our property, our animals. We worry about the state of the world.
You're covered in shit, my boy. Where's this ticket? Oh, I see it.
I'll get it. Thank you.
I can get it.
No, you cannot.
Yes, I can.
Katie, I will get it. Thank you.
I got the last one.
How about you come get the rest of this off of his tail for me while I get the tick?
You're fine. It's almost like tree sap or some for shit.
But yeah,
get him while
we all worry
before he jumps.
And the other part of it is getting mad at God over things that we cannot control. That's what I really want to talk about right now.
Tail's clean. Did you get it? Looks like there's one on its face too.
Fuck, I need you to go still, buddy. Okay, my chat went stupid or people aren't talking again. I don't know. What the hell happened?
Inside your face. There's one on the side of his face too. Looks like. No, it's just a scab.
There we go. I don't know what happened there.
Never mind, it's just a scab.
Making a new page.
Daddy,
Bubby.
you get him, I'll get the tick.
Or you could actually help hold him still.
That's what I've been trying, but he won't.
There we go, Bubby.
Got it?
There we go.
I thought he had one on the side of his face, but it's not. It's just the scabbers. Please make sure you check yourself for ticks if you're outside.
Listening? Okay. That's all fine. I'm glad. I just want to make sure I'm still coming through. That's all. I've just dropped the tick.
You dropped it? Are you serious?
It's over here somewhere.
Okay. Later. Who got you on the side of the face, buddy?
So, it's definitely very easy to get caught up of life. You know what I mean?
Where exactly over here?
Go get the flashlight, Katie. It's on the ground, I think. Get the flashlight, the big one. So, we get so caught up in our day-to-day, daily occurrences that go on that we lose sight of the big picture. And that can be dangerous. Satan just needs that one opportunity to deceive you, to get into your head.
Is that it right there?
Yes, that was it. Keyword is what was. Okay, sorry about that. We got rid of the
One flea.
The perpetrator there. But yeah, God in the Bible warns us over and over again that Satan just is always trying to infiltrate us, trying to infiltrate our mind, our body, our soul. And he does this by portraying being understanding, by portraying being something that is there to help you with compassion and what's the word I'm looking for that they're using today? Affirming, by affirming us. That's the big word of the day is affirm. I affirm who you are. Well, affirming people who are doing wrong is not good. It does not help us. It does not help them. It actually hurts both of us in the process. It weakens us because we're pouring our effort into something that, into someone and something that doesn't want to be reformed. Which weakens us and makes us more susceptible to being Thomas said we are being tested daily, many times. It's small and some are tested to the max, yes. Yes, sir, that is definitely true.
careful, yeah, no, it bounces. Hi, Zephyr. She's in the tree.
I want to word this correctly. I don't want to say it the wrong way. Because if I say it the wrong way, it doesn't come across the way I want it to.
Did she just fall? Head first? You okay?
When things don't go exactly the way that we think they should, we have a tendency to react with despair, to overreact in a lot of ways. And I don't mean to say that we all overreact. We don't. It's not what I'm saying. But sometimes we react in a way that's not proportionate to what's going on, what happened. Sometimes we react to things that we don't completely and totally understand. Let's talk about the loss of loved ones. Let's use that as an example. First off, I don't care how much you prepare for the end of someone's life that you love. You are never, ever ready for it. Never. And it's when you lose somebody that you are that you really love and care for and that you're really close to, that can really send you into moments of despair where you don't understand, you don't know why God had to take them from you, why God just couldn't heal them. And unfortunately, no matter how good somebody seems to be doing at the end, we do not understand how much they truly could be suffering in those last moments. God taking them at certain times is often a thing of mercy. He sees how much they're suffering, and he just wants to end that suffering for them. Other times there's things that happen that are just freak accidents, and people are, why does God let things like this happen? And the answer to that is God doesn't always let things happen. Sometimes we are held to account for mistakes that people make, that we ourselves make, that somebody else that's in charge of a project makes. If they cut corners and a building collapses and kills people, that's not God's fault. That's not, that's a human mistake. A lot of times it causes that. That doesn't make it any easier to deal with. This is a little bit of a tough one, I think, for all of us. We all, at points, have problems dealing with our own mortality. We only have a finite amount of time on this earth together. And I myself would rather work with people and fellowship with people and have good ties with each other than to fight and bicker and all that. But I guess what I'm really trying to get to here is I understand how easy it is to get mad at God when things don't go quite the way we want them to, when we lose somebody that we care about. We have every right to be upset with God at times. But here's the thing, we need to learn how to work through those feelings. Hi, Snowline. Snowline says, hi, everybody. I thought I'd look if you guys were live. I have about an hour before my cancer group meeting starts. Well, we're glad you're here. How we react to the situation and how we respond to God is the bigger telling of where we are in life with ourselves. The one thing we don't want to do is allow a situation where we have loss to further a divide between us and our God. We need to pray to God for understanding, for peace, for strength.
Get out of our freshly planted grass, Leo!
We need to continue to talk to Him, pray, meditate. We need to read our Bible.
I saw Leo. Get him.
You're okay. And I'm just as guilty as anyone else. So please, don't think I'm up here preaching to anybody.
There's the chonkers.
I'm talking with myself as well here. Snow Lion said, "Oh dear, now Leo is in trouble."
Yes, that's freshly planted grass.
Leo doesn't give a rat's butt there, Snow Lion, let me tell you. He just went up and peed and said grass just in front of Katie's face, just to prove her wrong. But,
There's the two chonkers, Daddy. Ask them if they want to see the chunky monkeys today.
P Digit says, man, it's nice where you live, Chris. I enjoy your outside streams. Thank you, bud. I enjoy being outside and sharing this with you, and I look forward to doing some walk and talks here soon. And this is the place I thought was the best place to be for this conversation. Snow said, I got so furious with God when my dad died unexpectedly in June 2013.
Anyone want to name these kids? There's two little girls.
That's not the conversation
I
right
know,
now.
but
Here, put this facing that way, please.
Come on, I gotta put these feathers.
Give me 1 second here, y'all.
She's got a grip on the one. You know, with having these babies around, it's actually helping me forget.
Hey, Katie, take it over there a little bit.
That, you know, I lost one of my really close friends a couple months ago.
Hold on. Okay.
All the recent death I've had.
Okay. We're talking about.
We can only see the house.
Then you have it facing the wrong direction.
Which way do you want it facing?
I want it facing the field.
Right.
Jamie said, "Come on, Caitlin." Yeah.
Hold on. There you be.
We're talking about faithfulness in God right now, and
Perfect.
dealing with.
Good to go.
All I see is grass.
Better now? Is that better now, y'all?
Yes, that's fine. Thank you. Sorry.
I still.
We're talking about loss and keeping our faith in God, making sure that we don't pull away from God in our time of loss. Snowline says, "I've lost 11 people to cancer just in 2025. That's horrible, and I'm sorry for that."
I just recently lost my best friend to cancer in 2025. Braden or Brandon.
Loss is never an easy thing to deal with.
Well, here's a question, Daddy. With Brandon being gone so soon, is it a good thing or not? Because they were trying to raise money for a new treatment for him.
Okay.
Before he
but like I said earlier,
before he even had the chance.
Listen. Like I said earlier, we don't know the amount of pain
he had a rare
or
cancer.
Suffering that they were going through.
He had a really rare cancer. That's why he had to quit working at Giant.
So therefore, did you read what Snowline said?
No, I didn't.
About the view?
Yes.
Okay. We don't know what his suffering was like at the end.
No.
So therefore,
I kind of can't be angry at that.
He might have been merciful taking him. It kept him from having to go through any more.
God for taking the other two. Maybe I'm just not meant to have animals. I don't understand.
PD says, "Learn to deal with this at a young age. Tough, but all part of his plan." That's just how I look at it. Yeah. I'm the same way, PD. In my 4 years in high school, I lost well over 40, 50 people that I was very close to, including my grandmother and some really close friends.
Trying to get loud here for a minute. Hold on.
And I was not as rooted in my spirituality as I am now. I ended up having a nervous breakdown back then, and
I've lost a lot of people over the last 9 years. I swear to God, if next year is the same.
And I've grown a lot over the years. Hi, Brianna. Welcome in. Hopefully you're doing well. This is just something that I've been talking to some people, and it was a message that I had on my heart to talk to um, you know, I think some of you needed to hear this today. So when I said my dad died less than 3 days after his cancer diagnosis, God was merciful to take my dad down swiftly because he suffered horribly. And I know that couldn't have been easy for you. Okay, Sissy. Like I said, it doesn't matter how prepared you are to lose someone. It's still going to hurt. It's still going to rip a part of your soul away. And it's times like we need to spend more time with God. It's times like that that we need to spend more time in God's Word, in the Bible. And we need to spend more time in fellowship with each other. Yeah. I believe that we are in the beginning parts of the end times. None of us knows when it's going to happen. It could happen tomorrow. But please, don't let your anger for God condemn you for the rest of your life. That's the one thing that you don't hear preached in churches anymore is condemnation and damnation. And if you believe in God and you believe in the Bible, then those are two parts of life that you have to come to terms with. If you are not truly saved, if you have not changed your heart, you can't just sit there and say all these churches say just say this simple prayer and you'll be saved. That's not how it works. Yes, you have to accept Jesus into your life. Yes, you have to submit to him. But like Jesus said to the Samaritan woman at the well, go but sin no more. You have to convert and change your heart and your ways. Jesus says that we have to throw away the world and pick up our own cross and follow him. And that's not easy. It's not. Because you're going to lose a lot of people that you thought were friends that are not going to want to be a part of that. Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery. Live for today.
Little chonkers are at your feet, Daddy.
So,
Dad, watch your feet.
alrighty. Does anybody have any questions for me? Anything they want me to touch on about this, or do we want to go into some more lighthearted stuff?
Little chunky princesses. Where'd the one go?
You know, let me be honest here. 2 years ago, I never would have been doing this. I wouldn't have even thought about doing this. Didn't want the attention. I didn't. Yep, that's my tea. Meadow tea here. We have wild tea that grows out here, PD. And then we also planted a couple different kinds. We have the wild tea is a meadow tea called, it's just a meadow mint is what we call it. And then we have chocolate mint and apple mint teas that we planted out here that come back every year. So I'm actually going to do a video on how I make my my teas, and then if any of you want some tea, I'll ship you some when it's in seed, so you guys can plant it and yeah, grow your own. PD says I'm an Arnold Palmer kind of guy.
Sweet.
Yeah, I like that too sometimes. I like the original, not the light stuff though.
I like my Arnold Palmer.
But yeah, I'll be honest with you. About 5 years ago, I had pretty much given up on myself. If you ask Caitlin, I was mostly just in bed all the time. I weighed almost 450 pounds at that time. I could barely move. And most of my doctors were not trying to help me get better. They were just trying to keep me comfortable. And that's not a quality of life. That's not a good life at all. You know?
That would have made it so you wouldn't have been around for long.
I did finally find good doctors that worked with me and helped me and honestly took chances with me because they were willing to do surgeries to help me fix myself to where I can be more mobile, and I've lost a lot of weight and I'm able to do the stuff that I am now.
Hey, Papa! Your chonkers are out!
So, but God wanted me around to help.
Walk slowly, but your chunker monkers are out.
Wait. Huh?
Hi, Ann.
Chunky.
The baby's here.
Oh, yeah, I know, baby. Over here to some
They're
work.
both over here.
Huh?
They're both over here.
Oh, cute.
They came out from under that blue tarp.
Oh, did they? Oh, that's what you get them at, huh? Okay.
No, that's probably where they moved to.
Oh.
Okay.
You know, if you told me 5 years ago that I would be doing this with you guys, that I would start a foundation to help veterans that were working on, you know, helping others as we grow, I would have told y'all you were crazy. you know. Hi, Ruth. Thank you, P. God has a plan for all of us, and it's up to us to listen and find that calling and fulfill it. So, hi, Ruth. I did see you. You put out a couple videos this morning. I watched the one. I didn't get to watch the second one yet, but yeah, talking about the different types of social media and stuff. Good stuff. I appreciate it. He went down. Is that what you're saying?
Where'd the little chonkers go?
Here, I'll put you down, baby. There you go. Let me do this here. If you're not subscribed to Ruth, you should go subscribe to her quick. There's her channel. Cool. Yeah, I didn't get to watch it yet. But I'll check it out here this afternoon. So, and then we also have Sherry does a show tonight. Right, PD? PD just says, 5 years ago, someone told me I would be listening to a guy named Chris that's a Penn State fan after work. I would have called him crazy. Yeah. God works in really crazy, strange ways, doesn't he? You know, I pride myself on helping people, and I've done that all my life. And while I've had to adjust how I help people, it feels good to still be able to do that, to still help people at this point. Since I'm throwing links out here, I might as well throw out the link for the foundation page, huh? Did you hear about person trying to take some fungus in Canada to US to a lab? I heard about the Chinese people trying to bring in that the fungus that's supposed to mess with wheat and corn and all that. Yeah, that's not good. And that's China is trying to mess with us here, I think. He says he has a sense of humor for sure. That's for sure, yeah.
We tried this earlier. You don't want up here with me. Come on.
So,
Get up here. Come on.
Snow Lion, I know you got to leave to go to your cancer group. I hope you have a good group. We'll pray for all of you. Also, this goes out to anybody watching this. If you need to talk, or you just want somebody to listen or whatever, there's my email, my phone number. It rings directly to this phone right here. It's in my hand, so a declaration of war, actually, yeah. I have a feeling World War III is going to kick off a lot sooner than we think. I'm hearing that Trump actually had something to do with that Ukraine attack the other day. So, if so, I'm not very happy with that. But nothing I can do about it, I guess. The machine's going to push its way through one way or another, supposedly. Oh, Pete, I didn't see that. Yes, and it's awful. The CCP is as bad as it gets. Okay, I see that now. I'm sorry. Apparently some comments are not coming through to YouTube. So if I did not recognize a comment that you made, I apologize. It did not come through to me up here. Let me just scroll back real quick and make sure I didn't miss anything important. Okay, I think we're caught up.
Oh, you came up with me. Hi, bud. Oh, hello there. At least one of them was brave enough to hop up here.
Yeah, we're not told what goes on behind the scenes. We're not privileged to all that, you know. Just, like I said, pray to God. Have faith in God that, He knows everything. He has our best interest at heart. So, let's see what else is going on, shall we? Uh-oh, I'm getting a spinning wheel of death. And now this rift between Elon Musk and Trump is just disturbing as well. There's so much infighting. What?
I got another off of him.
Okay, set it here.
It's right there.
Grab the baby. Grab the baby so it doesn't fall.
Mine. It was on his nose. I thought it was a scab at first or a piece of dirt until I realized it was his tick. There. Much better.
There.
Mommy's a good mama.
Seen those buses, which were no longer used, go up in smoke in Pennsylvania? Really? I didn't see that one. Let me go see if I can find that. Oh yeah, look at that. At least 40 city buses catch fire at Philadelphia SEPTA facility. That's kind of crazy. P says burn, tick, burn, right? Yeah, we've never had ticks as bad as they are this year. So it's kind of crazy. I wonder when it's going to come out that the buses caught fire because of something to do with homeless people.
Really? You prefer it alone?
Let's see what this one says. We got a Supreme Court thing in Ohio going on. It said Supreme Court sides with Ohio woman in reverse discrimination case. The Supreme Court on Thursday revived a lawsuit from an Ohio woman who claimed she was the victim of reverse discrimination because her employer denied her a promotion because she is straight. In an unanimous decision in the case of Ames versus Ohio Department of Youth Services, the High Court tossed out a ruling by a federal appeals court that dismissed Marlene Ames's claims because she failed to clear a higher bar applied to members of a majority group in order for her employment discrimination case to proceed. The justices concluded that a background circumstances requirement cannot be squared with the Title IX or Title VII of the Civil Rights Act and sent Ames' case back to the lower courts for further proceedings. Interesting.
Caspers.
So somebody got discriminated against because they were straight. All right, PD, be safe, bud. Welcome back, Dave. All right, let's see what else we got here. From NBC News, this is a good one for us, gun lovers. All right, are you ready for this? The Supreme Court rejects Mexico's lawsuit against U.S. gun makers. The Mexican government had filed a lawsuit against gun companies seeking accountability for violence epidemic. The Supreme Court on Thursday threw out Mexican government's lawsuit against U.S. firearms manufacturers, accusing them of aiding and abetting gun violence. The court ruled unanimously that the lawsuit is barred by a 2005 federal law that shields gun companies from legal liability. Liberal Justice Elena Kagan, who wrote the opinion, acknowledged the gun violence problem, but said Mexico had failed to make allegations that would surmount those liability protections in claiming the companies aided and abetted the unlawful sale of guns. Mexico's complaint does not plausibly allege that the defendant manufacturers aided and abetted gun dealers' unlawful sales of firearms to Mexican traffickers, Kagan wrote. We have little doubt that, as the complaint asserts, some such sales take place, and that manufacturers know they do, she added, but still Mexico has not adequately pleaded what it needs to. So, now if you have pretty much an anti-gun justice like that, just something against your argument, there's something wrong. Maverick Media on YouTube did a great show last night about those ostrich birds who were jabbed and gone to other farms too, unfortunately, and don't agree to.
You're big compared to them.
Oh my God! One cat scared it. I was touching it, picked him out the skin.
Yeah, I mean, Jamie, if they were smart, they would have.
Or is it that one?
Where?
The one that right here at the chair?
There's one underneath me, I think.
Right there at the chair.
Oh, yeah. Hey, yo. Gotcha.
Oh. Trump offered and take out the cartels with military.
Right? So bad.
And Mexico, grabbed their chest and clutched their pearls and acted like it would have been the worst thing in the world for them.
Huh?
Mom is right there.
I know, Mommy knows. There you go. I was
So,
for a while. The other day would I be alone?
Yeah, my. Where it's cool.
I know. There you go. Had my little girl toy. There you go. That was funny as shit. How you doing?
All right. So
There you go. How's my baby?
That actually surprises me that they did that rolling.
Oh, we went down. Okay. Let go of the walls. Let go. There you go. Went down. Go get him. Go get him. Ugh.
Let's see, what else do we got here?
Oh, I know. All right. That's a little core out. Get something done here.
Resilient spacecraft status after moon landing attempt is unknown. Did we had something? Resilience, a lander built by Japan-based company iSpace, attempted to touch down on the moon around 3:17 p.m. Eastern Time, but mission controllers have not been able to reestablish contact with the spacecraft. Well, that could be problematic.
That's all right. Get him. Little boys out rectums.
You don't need to talk about that while my dad's on live feed.
Talk about everything else with them. Hey, why not?
Because they don't want to hear about that.
Where are you going? Get him.
Let's talk about something that happened back in the 90s that we're finding out that we were all lied to about. Okay. Do you remember the hate crime laws that came into effect in the U.S. started over the murder of a guy named Matthew Shepard, who they told us was killed for hitting on a straight guy. That the straight guys killed him. Well, now it's coming out that apparently that was all made up. Apparently, this Matthew Shepard guy was into male prostitution, drugs, and the person that, one of the people that they accused of killing him was actually hit by the same person that did kill him because he was trying to protect him. But they scared him so bad, telling him that he was going to get the death penalty if he didn't just agree to what they told him. So he signed his rights away and is in jail to this day because of it, as probably an innocent man. And the person that actually killed him was supposedly now his gay lover. And it had something to do about, he found out he was HIV positive and the gay lover lost his mind about it, from what I understand. So there's our government manipulating us to create an outcome yet again. Dave says we got lied to, no way. Yeah, I'm starting to see a pattern here, bud. Oh, my. It definitely surprised me, that's for sure. I watched that on Redacted. They were talking about that today. Let me see here. Yeah, you're true. That's true, Ruth. Ruth said you're only told the perspective they want you to have. And back then they had complete control of the narrative. They controlled all the news organizations and stuff, so. Okay, so this just posted today at 4:33. Let me make sure I'm right here. Yep. Okay. Biden only hand-signed one pardon during his final spree, and it was his most controversial one. It says Biden appears to have used the auto pen to sign pardons for Dr. Fauci, General Mark Milley, his family members, and others. Former President Joe Biden only signed one pardon by hand during his final weeks in office, and it was his most controversial one. The Justice Department is reviewing the list of people granted pardons by Biden amid new concerns about his use of an auto pen to automatically sign documents and concerns about his state of mind and mental acuity in his final months in office. Biden used his final weeks as commander-in-chief to grant clemency and pardon more than 1,500 people in what his White House described as the largest single-day act of clemency by a U.S. president. Biden appears to have signed those final pardons, including preemptive pardons for members of his family, Dr. Anthony Fauci, General Mark Milley, and members of staff in the House committee investigating January 6th. But the former president signed one by hand for his son, Biden, pardoned son Hunter in December 2024 after vowing to the American people for months that he would not do so. Well, we knew he was a liar. So I'm starting to see that most of our politicians are liars. Yeah, that surprises me too, Dave. Welcome in, everybody. Glad to have you here. Hopefully, you're having a great day. We're happy to see you. We talk about all kinds of things on here, so if there's something you want to talk about, throw it in the chat, and we'll discuss it. What is wrong with people, man? Florida teacher, 28, accused of sending lewd photo to middle school student via social media. Middle school teacher was arrested for lewd conduct with student. I'm not even saying her name. I don't want to give her any kind of publicity. A Florida middle school teacher allegedly sent a nude image of herself to a 14-year-old student, authorities said. She taught at Carlos E. Haley Middle School in Bradenton and is charged with lewd conduct with a student by an authority figure and transmission of harmful material to a minor. Investigators launched a probe in March after the student reported the allegations on March 3rd to a school resource deputy. She had allegedly taken with the boy via Snapchat since December of 2024. The morals in our country are getting abhorrent. When I was a kid, this was never, you didn't hear about this, especially from a female teacher. It's just unreal. We need to get people, we need to teach better moral compasses at this point. So, okay. Controversial airport watch list program terminated by DHS amid weaponization concerns. Secretary Noem condemns Biden administration's weaponization of security protocols. The Department of Homeland Security is ending. Why did it just do that? The Quiet Skies program, which left some Americans subject to additional screenings at airport security. The department says the agency was overly politicized to either benefit or hurt specific people and ran a bill of roughly $200 million annually, according to DHS. The program kept a watch list as well as a list of people exempted. The department says Quiet Skies has not prevented any terrorist attack, but will continue to use other methods to assure safe air travel. At this point, the TSA needs to go. they're just a bunch of people who like to molest people as they're trying to get on a plane. That's my opinion of it anyway. Bruce said, I heard that there is a celebrations thing planned for this month until the 4th of July, and then the new financial system gets started. That's from a source I can't say right now. Huh. That's the first I've heard anything about that. I have to tell you, I'm not happy about the surveillance state that they're pushing with that Palantir thing. Yeah, that's right out of Orwell in CCP China. Having a database on all of us, that's unconstitutional, in my opinion. We should all start a class action lawsuit against that. I don't know. We'll have to see. Dave says, I always got extra scrutiny at airports, especially while I was in the Army. Then they would put me in first class. That's nice. The first class part, anyway, is nice. So far, you're thinking it's a hoax? It possibly could. I mean, we've seen so much crazy stuff coming out right now. You've got these fake AI influencers. Have you seen the videos where it shows like the end of the world and has these people all happy talking about it, and they're just laughing and carrying on, and it's all AI, but it's seamless AI. You cannot tell that it's AI. We're entering a part of humanity that's going to get lost, or we're going to get lost in the machine. And I don't think it's a good thing. Excuse me. Did you veterans know that you get a whole full year of Fox Nation for free? If that's something you're interested in. It says here, are you military, veteran, or first responder? Enjoy your first year free. Unlock offer. So I'm going to share that link with you here. You're noticing a lot of AI pew pew channels? Huh. I'll have to look into that. Bruce says, we keep being told about the new system, but so many delays, I'm no longer waiting for it. I don't understand why we need a new system. I think that we need to go back to old systems that actually worked and did good. Yeah, I'll post it here first, and then I'll post it on Discord for you. I'll post it in the veterans chat for you. If you're in here and you're a veteran, please join us on our Discord channel. There's a bunch of veterans there. You guys and gals have your own channel that you can talk about whatever you want in. And yeah, just have a good time. We want you to enjoy yourselves. We want you to be informed. The link is in the description of the show here. And also I will post it in the chat for you. There you go. There's the link to the Discord if you want to come hang out with us. We do things like watch movies and all that stuff. It's absolutely free. We don't charge anything. We just want you to have a good time and hang out with good people. And says hopefully everything stops before they promote chips to go shopping, because no way. Yeah, they tried that once over in Sweden or something, over in a Scandinavian company, didn't they, Ann? If I remember right, they had people put chips in their hands and they had to scan in the work and stuff like that with the chip. And no, I'm good. I don't need all that shit. We are going to start doing more biblical stuff. That came to me as a specific request from quite a few people. So I'll definitely be looking into that. We have Sundays. Sundays we do a church service type thing, a worship service on another channel that we made for just. We're going to be talking about yeah, give me 1 second here. My mind just went completely blank. We're going to be talking about absolute faith this week in our worship service. I hear sirens.
You hear sirens.
I gotta look something up here because I have headphones on and I have my mic hooked up, so I hear stuff better than they do.
Cold Spring Road and E-Town Road, building barn 1A.
We got a barn fire. Oh no.
There's fire police on Route 772 and Route 283 East.
So that's going to be back this way, I believe, Katie.
Where's Cold Spring Road and E-Town Road?
If you don't mind, everybody, if you'd say a prayer for all the firefighters and first responders and the people that are working at the farm trying to get animals and stuff out, I'd appreciate it. Cool. I can smell the smoke.
So can I. Where's Cold Spring Road and E-Town Road?
Hold on, I'm looking it up.
I smell it. Because they've got 1, 2, 3 engines.
It's right up by... You know where Sunnyside is?
Yeah.
If you go out Sunnyside and make a left on E-Town, it's right up there past Chicky's Church.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's not far.
So it's up this way?
No, it's back that way.
That way.
Here, Caitlin.
Yeah, I smell it.
There. Hold on one second, y'all. I'm going to give Katie my phone for a second. We're the blue dot.
Mm-hmm.
They're the red dot.
Oh, I see it.
So it's exactly where I said it was, back there.
That direction, yeah. You want me to go see if I can see it?
No.
Yeah, they've got 1, 2, 3 engines, a rescue engine, 1, 2, 2 trucks.
It's going to be big. They're going to have a lot of people out there for that.
3, 4 tankers.
Alright, I got to catch up on chat here.
1 tech.
Sorry, y'all.
And 1 squad.
Look up book Planet Bound and Earthbound Total Control of Society and Space, but really good books. Okay, I'll check that out. Love to get a scanner again. DM Arnold is the author. Okay.
Now they also have fire police. Oh, they got Lebanon too.
Yeah, you can take pictures and scan stuff with your phone, and then print them out. You can reformat them. Let me show you here real quick.
Mannheim.
See, I have this app here. It's called the All Document Reader app. And I also have Microsoft Copilot and a couple of other things. But you can actually go in here and scan everything, reformat it all, and then you can just print stuff out. So
They've got Lebanon. There, 26 is Mannheim. Yeah, a whole bunch.
and says Ruth needs to become a librarian. Katie, that box is going to blow up soon. They're going to have to call in quite a few, depending on the barn.
They've already got Lebanon and Mannheim on it. Hey, Papa!
Hold on.
This is why we don't burn.
Bull.
It's windy.
Well, I don't know about all that. Katie said, this is why we don't burn when it's windy. Well, no, we don't burn when it's windy because we're smart enough to know better. But some people aren't smart enough to know better, I guess. Let's see. Is there an app for scanner to pick up emergency things like? Yes, there is. Give me 1 second here.
They get a lot of fire people there because of it. They've got Lebanon fire apparatus. They've got Mannheim fire apparatus.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they got a lot.
Okay, so, and I just typed in Canadian Emergency Services Scanner app, and it throws a bunch of these up at me. So, yeah, you should be able to find something. I briefly worked in a library at one time. I just naturally do a lot of research. Yeah, you're like me, Ann. I like to learn. Or Ruth, I like to learn. I read a lot of stuff on my own. I watch a lot of documentaries. Lately, I've been watching a lot of religious videos.
Falling asleep on them.
Nobody asked for comments from the peanut gallery.
Well, you do. You turn them on and then you fall asleep.
And you can get a lot of books on your phone now through the library. You can get a digital library card. Yes, Katie, I know.
That's how many are at it so far.
Yes, I had it up. Thank you. Jamie said, "Shh, Caitlin." How many of us remember having to go through the card catalog in high school or school and at the library, and the microfiche room? Remember going through that? That was always fun, wasn't it? When you had to pull out that scanner, the projector, and put it up there and
Oh, God.
go through all that. Yeah, that was a good time. The old days when we got stuff done even though we didn't have the internet.
When I was in high school, Dad, they still used it. Especially my history teachers.
Yeah, you used to have to go through magazines. Had a whole section of magazines in our library. Oh my. So,
You're the older sister.
But yeah, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I do. Thank you. Did we not plug this in?
What?
The laptop.
Yeah?
Well, it's almost dead.
Hey. Boo, that's not nice. That is your niece.
It says there's only... Did somebody unplug the other end?
No. Maybe, I don't know.
Alright, hold on. I gotta go check something real quick. I will be right back. Come here, Katie.
My phone's
Yeah, your phone's charging off my laptop.
Boo's not very nice.
Oh, Boo doesn't have to be nice.
To her niece, yes. Hi, babies. It's a bright, scary world, I know. It's a big, scary, scary world. That's a lot of hay. Holy hay. Hi, Dave. Why am I going sideways? This doesn't seem right. Seems like this chair just wants to wee. Like, it's not level.
Is it charging? Hello?
I think so. Can't tell.
Alright, get up.
Wee. Your chair is like wonky. Like it's on an uneven surface.
I need a one.
She's the one that just got whopped by Boo.
Alright, I am back.
She's the older sister by a few minutes.
Yes, it is now charging. Somebody got caught up in the cord and pulled it out of the socket. Sorry about that. Nice, Ruth. I'll have to remember that. Scribe has a lot of old books and manuals you can download. Awesome. I'll look into that too. I'll look into some survival stuff to put in on our Discord. There's the baby.
That's the one chunker.
There's the baby.
Sister. That's the older sister.
Hey.
Is that the smaller one or the bigger one?
Hey. Say hi. Say hi. This is one of the newer ones, and the other one's at my foot.
Yes.
Trying to get stepped on.
Following Grandma.
Father's Day is coming, don't forget. Yeah.
Caspers. Cass.
Here's what I wish right now, and what I'm working towards. I'm working towards making myself a better person and serving you all better. I want to grow a community of people who are like-minded, who want to see our society grow and get better with solid figures of authority leading. You know, our society is so lost right now. And it's because of weak men, in all honesty. And we need stronger men to stand up now and lead us out of this. That's my opinion. So, yeah. And I want to work on that with yous and work on making all of our lives better through it. Let me see something here real quick.
Playing with Grandma.
So, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up there. I appreciate you indulging me today. Hopefully, if I've said anything that has touched you.
Sweetie, that is not your baby, that is your niece.
Let us know. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on the stuff we talked about today. And yeah, please stay safe. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Please pray. Continue to work on your relationship with God. You know, I completely understand how easy it is to be mad at God and upset with Him over things, but we need to work on our relationship with Him and each other. So, after Sherry's show tonight, we'll do Gangs of New York on the movie night. How's that sound? Hopefully you'll join us for movie night tonight on Discord. Probably about 9 o'clock or so. We'll do that Eastern time. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, everybody. I love you guys. And I'll see you tomorrow morning. Yes, praying for everybody with wildfires and you know, just whatever's going on. I will just say a prayer for, God knows what we all need. He does. So, all right. Thanks, everybody. Peace. We're out. We'll see you later.